Funny, Stewie, Sobol!
That's spelled S-O-B-O-L, but most people call me S-O-B for short when they get to know me, you know. I love people that sit up front, you know, it's great. Apparently I've never been to SeaWorld and gotten wet, right? I figured. Anyway, I just want to get one thing straight on the outset here. We were told, each of us was told, to wait for applause and laughs when we get up here. And I want you to know, all of you to know, that I have all the time in the world. It's you guys that have to get up in the morning and go to work, you know? So we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Well, you know, it's not totally true that I don't have to get up and do something. I do have to go to Best Buy. My friends were over earlier today and they were making fun of my 15-year-old television set. So they told me, get a new new flat screen TV. I said, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. I was obsessing all day long. If I buy a flat screen TV, I'm not sure if you guys know this, maybe you can help me out. And you watch an X-rated video, do the girls come out flat-chested? I'm just worried about that. So I was married for 23 years. I'm happily divorced for 12 now. She did get the house, the $800,000 house, so I have the distinction of paying the most ever for a happy ending. Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I did have 3 lovely kids, and if you want to see them, they're on eBay right now on my listing. I had to throw in a meal to get any bids, but they are getting bids now. My daughter, who I love very much, who's 27 years old, wanted to come tonight to the show. Well, not actually to the show. I'd be lying if I said to the show. You have to know something about her. She has a black belt in shopping. And I'm having a problem with that because I keep returning all the crap that she buys, all the expensive crap from Lord & Taylor. I just got a letter from them today that said, we want you to be a preferred customer because you keep returning stuff. We don't want you to be preferred if you don't come here anymore. So I guess there goes that idea, you know. So I went to my urologist, you know, I'm at the age where you have to check up right after things and everything. And he asked me, so he says, how many times a night do you have to get up and go to the bathroom? I said, I don't, I really don't. He said, that's great. I said, no, it's not in the morning, I gotta wash my sheets. It's horrible, it's horrible. So, anyway, I gotta tell you about my wife and how I met her. I used to have a children's camp and I hired her as the head lifeguard. She ended up being the worst lifeguard. She spent all my money and watched me drown in debt. I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. I want to let you know how crazy this woman was. She figured out if she had sex during a certain time of the month, she would either have a boy or a girl. So she would actually make an appointment with me to come home from work and have sex with her. So when I get home, I really get annoyed because I had to wait for all the other guys that were still finishing up with her. But then it gets worse. She had this routine, I really got annoyed at this. What she would do is we'd go to bed, we'd have sex, she'd throw me right out of the bed. I used to get annoyed at that. And she would throw her legs to the ceiling in a V shape. So like I said, I was annoyed at that, and then I figured out if you put aluminum foil on her toes, you got channel 13. That worked until she got an IUD, and then the garage door went open. Very embarrassing. Thank you. I really don't want to hurt the So now I'm into observing relationships, and I really, even though I'm divorced, I appreciate people that can keep it together, whether it's a relationship or a marriage. So I've been observing relationships and customs. I went to my local 7-Eleven and there was a traditional Indian couple. The woman had a red dot on her head. So I went up to the husband. I said, sir, I'm really curious. I'm divorced. I'm looking for a new wife. Can you tell me where you found your wife? And in this exact way, he says to me, I got my wife from Grand Union. She was a red dot special, not too hot. So I said, what's the significance of the red dot? Is it a religious thing? He said, oh, no. He says, in India, when you marry a woman, you get a dowry from the family for marrying her. But in the United States, on your wedding night, you scratch off the red dot and see if you want a 7-Eleven, a Dunkin' Donuts, or a gas station. I'm looking for an Indian woman. Now, learning a little bit about culture, I don't know if you know this, and it might be denied, but Hasidic Jews use a sheet when they have sex. How many of you know that? It's true. It's true. They'll deny it, but it's true. Now, I got a question. Do you know what they do the second time they have sex? They make another hole in the sheet, they have sex, and then they sell the sheets to the Ku Klux Klan. I know I'm going to hell. Now, I don't know if you people heard about Ellen DeGeneres tonight. That's a serious subject. Everybody loves her. But apparently this morning she couldn't take the pressure of doing the Daily Show. They found her face down at Ricky Lake. I know I'm going to hell. I think I've been there and back. So, my neighbor, Shaniqua, came by my place yesterday, and she said, I just became a foster mother. She said, it wasn't planned. She said, my boyfriend Terrell forced me to be a mother. So after the divorce, my kid said, go online and find another woman. Don't worry about it. I didn't know you need a password when you go on these things. So I have a terrible memory, and I typed in the easiest word as a man that I could think of. I typed in penis and said, my password isn't long enough. You know, a couple of months ago, thank you, a couple of months ago, my ex-wife and my kids were not talking to me. You know how it is with divorce, sometimes they get that way. So I figured, I'm going to lift my spirits, I'm going to go to the mall and see a movie. So I go to see the artist, even the actors wouldn't talk to me. I'm glad you remembered. Thank you. Anyway, I don't know if you're following this thing with Dennis Rodman and the North Korean thing. He's really getting real close with them. You know, I figured out if the government, the U.S. government tries to bring him up on charges for getting too close to the enemy, I think they're going to fail. They're going to need a jury of his peers. That means 16 black basketball players, and they already start with a hung jury. Good audience, thank you. So, we come to somebody that I really appreciate, and actually it's a couple, and they were at a bar celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, something I always wanted to do and wasn't able to, was cut short on them, right? So, I hear the husband saying to the wife, remember 50 years ago we had our first sexual experience here behind the bar, out by the fence? So the woman says, yeah, and the wife says, yeah, I remember that. He said, well, how about we try it now? And I'm thinking, oh my God, these people are old. What's going to happen? I better watch these people from a distance. So I'm watching. Lucky I didn't have my video camera, but I didn't. And I couldn't believe it was the wildest sex ever. And so they finally drop to the ground, they're resting. And I go out there and I said, I can't believe my eyes. I said to the husband, this is the wildest sex I've ever seen. Please tell me your secret. He said, 50 years ago when we did this, the fence wasn't electric. Thank you guys, you've been great. And students over, that's my time.